But the story is told about a man who was pulled over by a police officer for speeding. And the man driving the car knew that in fact he was guilty. He'd been doing 60 in a 50-kilometre zone. He handed over his licence, and in his mind he was already rehearsing his excuse. Well, the officer looked at the man's licence, and then he looked at the man and he said to him, you know, you've got the same name as my old pastor, as the old minister who used to be in the church that I attended. This was a man who baptised me 20 years ago. And he handed back the man his licence. The man drove away in a rather surprised silence because he knew he was guilty. He'd broken the law. He deserved a ticket. But because of a connection that he didn't even know that he had, the name on his licence, a relationship from the past, this man was released. The driver was set free instead of being punished. The Apostle Paul was writing to some young believers in Rome, and he describes in his letter to them what happens to guilty people when they get connected to Jesus. He doesn't say that maybe you will be made right in God's sight. He doesn't say if you're good enough you will be made right in God's sight. He says, since we have been made right in God's sight by faith. That little word since means a lot. Because in this letter to these young believers, Paul has spent 4 chapters proving that every human being, every one of us, stands guilty before God. We've all fallen short of living the way God wants us to. But here in Romans chapter 5, he pivots. Because you people have trusted in Jesus, here's what you now have.